This is the royal flush of tyranny. But they went one further. Not only are they saying the president's a dictator, which is total treason, high crime, and legislation's been introduced to begin impeachment, saying it's a high crime and quoting the Constitution. A high crime, folks. That's punishable by, well, go read the statute. The New World Order will not be outdone by Caesar or by Hitler. No, sir. No, sir. They've got to go further. They say, we don't say the presidency has this power. We get it from the UN and NATO. And I've played the clip over and over again. You can go watch it. It's in the article, coup d'etat, Pentagon, and Obama declare Congress ceremonial. They pretty much abolished Congress. You know, Caesar kept the Senate around. Kind of as like a think tank. You know, he'd hear what they had to say, but he had the final word. I mean, history repeats itself. This didn't just happen in Rome. It's happened over and over and over and over again. So I thought I would explain to everybody exactly what's happening here. The exact same development is happening in Europe. They get the countries to sign on to the bureaucracy of the EU. Then the bureaucracy gets the traitorous people that they financed into politics in every country in the EU, France, Germany, all of them, to sign over national sovereignty and treaties to the new private banking arm. You know it as the G20. Then the G20 has their operatives, all former Goldman Sachs and JP Morgan, Bank of England on record, and Bundesbank, sign on to 1.5 quadrillion. We've been signed on as well, just made up, like I put 1.5 quadrillion in a computer. I have the politicians sign on to the debt. I have the corporate whore media I own as a globalist banker, as a Rothschild Rockefeller type, say that it's our debt and that we owe it. The public's not paying attention. Then I raise taxes, cut benefits, to put the economy into free fall so that when things go into total depression, I can come in with the tens of trillions I've just gotten in bailout and buy everything up. But I never use the money to shore up the derivatives. I keep growing those and telling folks too big to fail. So you go down with the ship, I go down with the ship, but the banksters come out dominating. And here's Time magazine. Regime change in Europe. Do Greece and Italy amount to a banker's coup? And they go on to say it is a banker's coup, but it's a good thing. The bankers know how to fix it because they did it. Here's another one. Banker coup. Goldman Sachs takes over Europe. Other mainstream articles. You can go read all of this, okay? Okay. Banker coup. Time magazine. Now, the exact same banks that run Amarallalaki and all the rest of these globalists, all the rest of these New World Order trash, they are now going before Congress and saying, you have no authority, you run nothing, you are nothing. And the Congress is getting angry. But you see, the CIA that represents the foreign banks, the foreign corporate takeover occupation, this is a literal banker occupation. On record, they call it that themselves at Davos and everywhere. I mean, they think it's very funny. This is very funny to them. I have a Reuters article that I didn't make a big enough deal about yesterday where they say, we're modeling this after the NDAA of America. We will now secretly arrest whoever we want and disappear them and kill them. And our own State Department's not criticizing it because now the communist Chinese are getting aid and comfort from their globalist partners that run our country. Because the bankers have invested and set tax laws to move everything to China that they've made a deal with. China is now rolling back reforms and saying, yeah, we'll secretly arrest. In the past, they didn't put it on paper. They just did it. You think your pension's safe? You think your children are safe? You think your culture's safe? When the government's run by people that openly say they'll kill citizens secretly or kidnap you and put a bag over your head so they can now go into black op groups and private corporations and mercenaries and tell them, go kill Andrew Breitbart, go kill Alex Jones, go kill Matt Drudge, go kill whoever, go kill the DC madam. You understand, they wouldn't be openly pushing torture like they did 10 years ago. They weren't going to try to deploy it and sell it, and they did. They're not pushing secretly killing citizens because they just want to come out and do that. They're doing that because it's already going on. It's already going on. It's been going on a long time. But they don't want to be blackmailed with it. They want it legal. Even though you can't legalize crime, those laws are null and void, and them passing these laws is the total conviction proof in their own words of their criminality and treason and the fact that they're a danger. But we're all in grave danger. All of us are in grave danger. If you're not getting chills, ladies and gentlemen, if you aren't absolutely burning with a desire to get fully informed on this and inform others and resist it, and if you're not preparing to resist this by every means necessary in the info war, and to defend yourself by every means, including physical, which is your ancient right, then you're not living in reality. Or if you're scared, then you better join this and serve evil, which you'll be destroyed, guaranteed, by them. Or you can run, but you can't hide. This is a world government. You have been warned, you have been told, you have been put on record. I am here in the face, going head up directly against the most evil system the world has ever seen, because it's uncloaking itself now. And my power and my prestige is going to rise as everything I've talked about unfolds and as I directly challenge them. And you're like, oh, great, an egomaniac. No, the opposite. No, it's the opposite. As I do my duty and rise up against this, that is when I enter the maximum danger. Those of you out there on average who fight this tyranny, you are in much greater danger not speaking out against it, because it'll come into fruition and target everyone. It targets everyone. People say, well, what do I have to hide? I don't care if they're setting up tyranny. I'm just going to go along with it. They want to feed on you. They want to bully you. They want to cut your wages. They want to take everything you've got. They want to euthanize you when you're old. Bill Gates has said it. Don't you understand that? Don't you get that? History is happening right now. Do you hear it? You hear it? In the silence, you hear the clash of arms across the world. You hear the young, the children being persecuted, the 1 million dead Iraqis, the 40,000+ dead Libyans, the al-Qaeda forces slaughtering them in mass as we speak. And it's all admitted. But it's humanitarian and liberal, so it's good. The 51 million aborted babies. Now they say kill living babies. Now they say kill grandma on the cover of Newsweek. They openly... Mancow sent me a mainstream news articles where universities are now promoting the legalization of pedophilia and having group meetings pushing. And I mean, it's just, and then you understand, we're the ones that are going to be persecuted because we're not turned over to evil. Do you get that? When wickedness takes over, it doesn't just go after the good, it goes after everything, because that's its nature. I'm calling all of those who want to stand for liberty and justice. I'm calling for everyone out there who loves freedom to really think about which side you're going to be on, because that's what's important. Make a decision what side you're on, and then put it into action. But the decision is the most important point. And you know what your heart and your soul wants. You want to make the decision to fight evil. But your flesh is afraid. Go through that fear and find your humanity. Step across on faith and say, God, I don't know what's going to happen to me. And I'm not worried about that. Whatever your will is, just use me as an instrument against this darkness to defend the innocent. Now, I have some really good news when we come back from break. The legislation in the Senate and the House is picking up steam very quickly to begin impeachment proceedings against President Obama if he does not immediately seek congressional approval for all military actions that are unauthorized. And so now this issue is starting to come to a head, and this is good. The enemy is testing us right now to see if they can fully engage in a public coup over this republic and over Congress. And I'm going to give you the number to the Judiciary Committee to begin impeachment proceedings, and the general number to promote the piece of legislation with the legislation number introduced in the House by Walter Jones of North Carolina. We're going to fight back against this wickedness straight ahead. Legislation has been introduced for high crimes and misdemeanors. If the president does not respond and seek congressional authorization and approval for military actions. It's supposed to be a declaration of war, so you guys have gotten away from doing things for a long time. If the president doesn't do that, impeachment will begin for high crimes and misdemeanors. Look, this is worse than just launching wars without congressional approval. It is treason. You got to go to Congress or the president just becomes a dictator. The president wants to use the military domestically. The president wants to secretly arrest Americans. And the Congress treasonously voted to give him that illegitimate power in the NDAA. What do you expect? And then I expand out from there. I have the House Judiciary Committee number, the direct number that you can call them and contact them at and tell them, listen, I understand you're criminals. I understand you're insider trading. I understand you're involved in all sorts of crimes. But you can't let total martial law come into America. Don't you see, crooks? They're even stealing your power. So go in there and block this UN takeover of America. And we want impeachment for the Libya war. Obama already sent you a letter saying, I don't need your authorization. I have the UN. We want impeachment for Libya now. And we want it. We want investigations, and we want Panetta and all of them called back down, and they need to be impeached on the spot and then criminally charged for treason and espionage for foreign corporate powers if they do not recant immediately and admit their un-American activities. Again, we're always thinking of some boogeyman. We're always thinking of some foreign enemy. We're always taught to be scared of some, new person the media tells us about. The threat is this global corporate takeover of our republic. That is the threat. Here is the Judiciary Committee number in Washington, 202-225-3951. 202-225-3951, 202-225-3951, 202-225-3951. Lamar Smith is over it. Acts like a conservative, total pro-war globalist operative. Call and let him know that. Sheriff Mack's running against him, so tell him we're going to be getting behind Mack if he doesn't at least make some noises and get Obama on the carpet for this. Call Lamar Globalist Smith. 202-225-4236, 202-225-4236. And let's make this the biggest news issue and biggest news item out there. Make it the big issue on talk radio. Make it the big issue. Force it out there to have a national debate about this. They want to just waddle in there without a bang but with a whimper and do this. I mean, look at these headlines. FBI director fails to refute state-sponsored murder of American citizens on U.S. soil. We got video of that. Saying, continuing, KONY, Coney 2012, African invasion PSYOP, key report on that. Now, they got a new boogeyman they're comparing to Hitler, and we got to invade Africa because some guy's got 500 followers out in the bushes. Fifth Amendment dead in America. Big report on that. TSA threatens mainstream media reporters over coverage of body scanner story. Steve Watson, huge news. Had one of the reporters on last night. Coup d'etat, Pentagon and Obama declare Congress ceremonial. That's the key article, linked in red on Infowars.com, that we've got to get out to everybody. And there's some good news. Virginia State Senate passes bill forbidding indefinite detention of Americans. Folks, they're saying they're going to throw a bag over your head and disappear you. That's illegal. That's the essence of tyranny. That's the government admitting it's illegitimate and an incredible danger to everyone. This is a no-brainer. This is 1 + 1 = 2. There is no debating. There is no discussion. There is no argument. America is being taken over. Defend the Republic. Ask yourselves, what are you doing in this time of great challenge? What are you doing to unlock minds?